You doing? Happy Good Friday. It is Good Friday. Easter is on Sunday. I hope you guys are having a great start to your weekend. I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about many things when it comes to dating and communicating. I got me about five little topics that I wanted to touch on when it comes to dating and communicating. Of course, ladies, I'm here for you. I got you. You're the reason why I came on here to empower you. We're the reason why I've been doing this for over a decade now. And today I wanted to talk about dating games. Now, dating games sound fun, right? You'll watch dating games on TV, dating shows. They go way back in the day, like the 70s. They probably go a little further than that. However, the dating games that I'm talking about, because those are fun, getting to know someone, asking them silly questions for fun, right? I'm talking about the dating games we're beginning to play because we're acting like the guys that we're dating and or the guys that we are interested in, and this goes both ways. We're acting and treating each other like we're their opponents, and that one person is a member of one team and that this team must win, and that we have to take the other person down. And if you're a dude, I've heard dudes say they'll go out of their way to break a bee down. It means is they will go out of their way, literally go into her life, waste her time, and act a fool. And then pick her butt up and put her right back down where he found her. And that is a game. And another thing that can be labeled as a game is when you come in with the word petty. A lot of people are into being petty. They're trying to do tit for tat. They're trying to get a one up on someone. And when I think about petty, it's like that's toxic. Like if someone does something that you don't like, or if someone crosses a boundary, or if someone is disrespectful, your response should not be to be petty. Your response is to address whatever it is that they're doing, their behavior. Y'all, sinuses are still a fool. One moment. So, what your job is, if someone that you're dating is doing something that you don't like, your job is not to be petty. Remove petty from your vocabulary unless you're literally just having a good time for fun with friends, jokes, or even with someone you're dating, but it's literally for fun. It's not anything that's going to hurt the dating situation. It's just something you're doing not out of spite. And when it comes to gameplay, a lot of gameplay is being played now because the people who are dating are not doing their work. They're not doing the deal, heal, surrender. And I talk all about that in other videos. But when you're coming out of a dating situation or a breakup or a situationship, whatever you all want to call it, you want to definitely take a pause and you want to deal, heal, surrender with that whole thing that you just got out of. But people, what they're doing now is already moving on when they're in the dating situation that they're in with the person they don't want to date anymore. And then they jump to the next boat when they're already one foot is on the other boat. And then they just jump across the water without taking their pause for a cause, get themselves together, see what lessons they could have learned, see what they did wrong, and learn how to evolve. And that's a problem. In my opinion, that is a problem. And if you have a tendency to date and jump from boat to boat, meaning from one dating relationship, one situationship, whatever you want to call it, if you tend to jump from dating this dude to that dude and that dude without some kind of break in between to regroup, reassess, do a self assessment on yourself, then that's going to hurt you in the long run. It always comes back around. Whatever you want to do today is going to catch up with you tomorrow. And that is a fact. How do I know this? Because I've been a long time ago, I had experiences where I would like these dudes and I just wouldn't really look at myself and be like, why do you keep liking this same dude? Why do you like this dude? Like, what is it about this type of dude that you like? They keep dogging you out. They're emotionally unavailable. Like, what the F? So I had to take my pause for the cause. And nobody told me this. I didn't hire no coach and have no therapist. I saw that I needed work. So I took time out to do the work. Now, how long your work takes will be contingent on you. If you're a slow learner, if you have, and what I mean by slow learner, meaning, don't you know how you meet people? Let's just say you have a girlfriend, got your home girl, and you can see what she's doing wrong. She actually is aware what she's doing wrong, but she keeps doing the same thing. That means her head is like a rock. It's like hard as a rock. You can tell her one thing, she can even know it in her gut what she should be doing, but she does the complete opposite of that. and gets the result she does not want. That is a person with a rock head. And you don't want to have a rock for a head, because you're going to continue to go around that mountain until you get it together. And I have been around the same mountain for God knows how long before I got myself together. And I didn't have a friend to call me out. It was me. I was calling myself out, actually. And so I got it together. So when it comes to dating, don't get involved in playing these games. The person that you're dating, you're supposed to actually like them. That's why you're dating them, right? You're not supposed to dislike them or see them as someone you have to get a one up on, or see them as someone you have to have your guard up for. You're not supposed to see them as getting on the defense and you got your armor on, because you can't let them in out of fear. And if you're working from a place like that, if any of this sounds familiar to you, then you need to take a look in the mirror at yourself and be like, self, why am I acting like this? Why is my response to him in a negative way? Why do I feel like I have to get him before he gets me? Why am I not open with him when he asks me questions like, what am I doing? And so many people, you'd be surprised how so many women are unwilling to look at themselves as maybe they're the problem. It's crazy. I was my problem for many years, my own problem. I was my own worst enemy. And I decided, hey, girl, this ain't working. Let's do something different. And it has thus worked out for me in the long run so far. And it will, not so far, but it has, since I made the necessary changes. All right, so that's dating games. Then I want to talk about, speaking of games, guessing games. Like when it comes to, and this taps into communication. I really care about communication, because just being a human and just being around other humans from day to day, whether I'm doing my ride share, which is my side hustle that I do, whether I'm in the car engaging or seeing people that don't engage, that I literally look right in their face and speak and they just don't speak back. That happens a lot, by the way. Or whether I'm at the store, or I was at Burger King today, or wherever it is that I am, just out in the world, being a human. No one can read your mind when it comes to communication. So if you have something to say, you want to say it when you're dating specifically. If you have something that you feel, you want to make sure that you have receipts to back up this feeling, because feelings are not facts. I've said this 1,000 times long ago. Your feelings are not facts. So if you want to address how you feel, make sure you have an example, a receipt to back up that feeling, because you just can't, because when you don't, that's an emotional response. When you say, well, you make me feel like you don't want me. And he's going to be like, well, what are you talking about? I just took you out to dinner and rubbed your feet 5 minutes ago. And then you'll be like, well, I don't know. It's just a feeling. No, sis, you're tripping. So you need to make sure whatever that comes out of your mouth is thought out, and that you have a receipt to back it up, because no one actually, I don't know. I'm on the fence on this one when it comes to someone making you feel a certain way. I guess it can be energy. A person's energy can actually give off something. So that I get. So we'll leave it there. I think the person's energy can make you feel a way. A person's energy can make you feel like they don't want nothing to do with you. Get out my face. I'm irritated. However, just make sure you have something to back that up, because a lot of women we'll be out here and we'll be irritated, upset, mad, sad, confused, whatever it is on the colorful spectrum of emotions. And then we want the dude to like read our minds. Like, what is this? He's not a magician. He's not a mind reader. He doesn't know Nan unless you let him know exactly what is going on. And you don't lead with emotion. You lead with facts of telling him this is what's going on with me. And I would appreciate it if X, Y, and Z doesn't happen. Or how can we get down to the bottom of this? Because this has been a issue that continues to come up, and I need to get beyond it, but we can't get beyond it until we get down to the root of why it's happening. And that's when it comes to guessing games. You can't want to date someone and think that you're going to have a healthy dating situation if you're unwilling to express yourself, if you're unwilling to be vulnerable, if you're unwilling to be open, if you're unwilling to be forthcoming about what you're thinking, what someone did that rubbed you the wrong way. If you're unwilling to literally sit down with the person that you like and that you like to look at and that you like to be with, and you're uncomfortable with having maybe challenging conversations. And some people just want to stick on the surface. And I think that's like a trend now when it comes to dating. You want to be so surface level. You want to have the baddest bee out there. And then you want to have the tallest 6-foot guy and his gray sweatpants and his beard and his waves. And it just, making six figures and going to Cabo. Like what? Like what's happening? Me personally, I don't understand because I'm more of a traditional dater. I'm more of a old school. I want to not say old school because that sounds old, but I'm more of a traditional dater. Like I believe in the man pursuing the woman. I believe in the guy courting the woman. I believe in the man being consistent. I believe in the man picking up his phone and saying, "Hey girl, how are you?" And we talking every day. I believe in going on planned dates. I believe in a man showing me his actions. And it's like a lot of things are backwards now when it comes to dating. Y'all just gonna sit and text each other's blocks off every day. Y'all gonna send these sexy pictures, exchange sexy pictures after like the first week of knowing each other. Y'all don't actually go out on dates. You actually go to the house. You do these house calls. You actually wear very scantily clad outfits when you're actually in public because y'all don't go to like a bar. Y'all don't actually go somewhere where you can talk and listen to each other. Sober minded. You're going somewhere where, excuse me, please excuse my sniffles. You're going somewhere where the lights are dim and the bubbly is flowing. And how do you get to know someone like that? You don't. So stop doing that. And I always say, side note, when it comes to dating, when you're early on dating, you want to go on breakfast, brunch, lunch. Those are your options. Dinner, chicken chin, what is it? Winner, winner, chicken dinner, wiener might happen at dinner. And we don't want that. So you want to just make sure you're going someplace where you can focus, where you can hear, where you can listen, where you can openly engage and you're not distracted. So, all right. So stop playing these dating games. Stop playing these guessing games. All right. So number 3 is, because I wrote these things down. Number 3, ladies, we got to stop thinking that you're perfect. It's a trend that I've noticed for some time that some of the women, or just randomly, it'll be either women that I follow and or, which isn't a lot. I only follow people who I can learn from, laugh at, relate to for the most part. That's pretty much what I do, who I follow. Well, I'm seeing that, and like one person that I follow, and this person just stands out to me because every time she posts, it's a cute post. It's not uncute. It's a cute post, but then you swipe and then she has to boast about how she's the best thing smoking, how she the best woman out there, how if you look over her, you don't looked over Jesus Christ himself. Like it's just like, girl, we get it. You got it going on. And my whole thing is, if you have to run your mouth about it, if you have to boast about it, brag about it, scream it from the top of your lungs, if you're constantly posting this about it, then it's just like, really, girl, who are you trying to convince? Yourself or this dude that's following you? Like it doesn't make sense. Because if you all that, if you can cook, clean, if you can do all these things behind closed doors, if you're smart, if you're healthy and you're wealthy, and it's just like you're this diamond in the rough, then why aren't you swooped up? Like, what's happening? Like, I get it. St. Louis and the dating and the dudes here. Look, I've been here like 13 years, about 13 years, and the dating has not been it. The first half when I got here, because I'm on my last half here in St. Louis. So the first half when I got here, I was a fool. So the dating was sketchy. And I don't blame that all on the dudes. That most of it was me. So I was the issue at first. Now that I've gotten over myself and I've learned and I've educated myself when it comes to dating and I've evolved as a woman, as a human, whew, dating now. I'm in this stage and phase where I'm attracting young bucks. I swear the youngest of the young are trying to holla at your girl, and I am not here to have anybody else's children and or teach you how to ride a bike. That's not my job. That's not what I'm here to do. And so it's very questionable, but that's my experience. I can't say that is the experiences of other women that are here in St. Louis, but for the most part, when I see women like that, and another woman came through my Instagram, I don't follow her. She was suggested, she was doing the same thing. It was like she had a pretty picture of herself, then swipe. She was telling you how much of a catch she is. And it's just like you're beating a dead horse. It just gets on my nerves when I see that. Because number one, in real life, regardless if you're single or not, I don't feel the need for anyone. I don't see the need or reason for anyone to have to boast and brag about themselves because your energy says everything, right? When you start talking, when they see your character, they can see who you are. Sure, you can be pretty. A flower is pretty, but you don't see a flower like following you around, like, hey, like swaying in the wind, like, look at me. Like, of course not, because for what? They're there, they're existing, they're in the light. Take it all in. And so, here, let me see this. Let me look at my comments here. Hey, I think you see Ariane. I think that's how you say your name. How are you doing, girl? Who is this? I'm that one says, ma'am, I ask you if you're married? Of course not, girl. Not yet. Not yet. Y'all know I'm getting engaged this year, right? I'm the one girl. I done got engaged this year. And Al Ward said, much love to the queen. Thank you so much. And bring love and light. Yes, I'm good. Thank you. All right, girl. I'm happy you guys are here. I'm going to step right off camera a second because my nose is bothering me and I don't want to do that on camera. But yeah, so when it comes to that, you got to take a real look in the mirror. And only women who are mature, who have been through some things with dudes, and they're just like, well, dang, it ain't always the dude. Like, just like all dudes ain't just out here cheating and lying. It's not always that. Sometimes it's a few things that we need to tweak just a little bit and then recognize that possibly we could be more of the problem, and who we attract and who we like is the main problem, and then go from there. Our word, we're gonna breathe through this. I love myself. Yes, love yourself. Self-love is best love. That's one lesson that I had to learn. Like, guys, I didn't realize I didn't love myself until I was almost 40. Isn't that crazy to be on here doing this and teaching you guys and uplifting everyone, and then don't even love myself? I'm not saying I hated myself. I just wasn't feeling myself. But then once you learn to love yourself, all the dominoes are lined up. I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. And they'll just fall over in the right direction. All right. So lastly, if you're thinking that you're perfect, I always say this, ladies, you want to go to a guy that you trust. Usually you want to go to a family member. You don't want it to be a dude that's romantically attracted to you in any sense of the word. So you want to ask an uncle, a brother, your father, a cousin, just a man. Like, what do you think about me? Do you think I'm girlfriend material? Because that's where we want to start, right? Ultimately, if you want to get married, you want to be a wife, sure. But there's steps. So do you think I'd be a good girlfriend? Do you think I'm a good catch? Do you think I'm a quality woman? You can pick one of those questions to ask and then see what they say. And then the thing is, you have to be open to receiving. Let's just say this person that you ask gives you an answer. They give you an answer, but their tone is off. Their delivery is jacked up. I don't want you to hang on to that. I want you to get the message, because I've had literally people tell me things in my life that their tone, their delivery was effed up, but it was the words that I actually focused on, and I found that they had a point. And so I added it to my toolbox and I made some adjustments. And so that's what I want you to do. Don't get so hung up on how it's delivered or the tone. Not saying the tone or delivery is going to be messed up. I'm saying if and when it is, you want to definitely just relax, get your emotions out of it, and take it for what it is, which is the message. You're trying to figure some things out. You're doing like a project on yourself. All right, Ariane says, yes, I'm actively working on loving myself more. You have to do it, girlfriend. I've done that before. That's good. And when you get the answer, and then that's when you just apply whatever insight, whatever advice they have, because these are dudes that you actually trust, and you know they have an unbiased opinion, and you know that that they actually know who you are, know your character, and they know you from inside out, so they're going to give you the real. The only thing you got to do is listen, apply, and act accordingly. But if you think you're perfect and you think you don't have nothing to work on because you done did the work, then you're only going to be in your own way. There is nothing wrong with having flaws. We all have flaws. Like, trust me. I don't like this could probably be a deal breaker if somebody chews gum and I'm dating them. Like, if I can hear them chew gum, I don't know that I'm going to be able to date that person. That might sound extreme, but when I tell y'all, I have had some trauma with gum chewing. Oh my gosh, I can't take it. So, so I'm just not even going to put myself in that situation, because I know me and I've worked on me, and I recognize that gum chewing, I don't know that I can get over it. And so there's that. It's so random, right? Okay. So, all right. So that was, sorry, we went through dating games, guessing games, thinking you're perfect. And number 4, let's talk online. Let's talk online dating. Let's talk, can my nose get it together? My nose was A-okay before I got on this camera, and now it's showing its butt. So let's talk online dating. Now, I know this is a thing. I've actually talked about it in videos. I can teach you how to online date. I can tell you how to do it from front to back. However, you shouldn't just put all your weight, you shouldn't put all this heavy weight on online dating. And what that looks like is that when you do that, that means you don't even go out for a cup of coffee. You don't go out, you don't, I want to go skating. I was about to say skating, but I really want to go skating in real life. You don't go out and do activities that are fun for you. You don't get out and be in your hobbies. What you do is you go home, grocery store, work, church if you go to church, and and that's what you do. And then if you do hang out with someone like a girlfriend, it's at her house. Like, you're not out of the house. Your not head is not on a swivel when you're at the grocery store. Your head is in your phone. You're not looking up to see if this dude is checking you out. You don't have a clue. But then you go home and then you get on your laptop, and then your Twitter fingers are going, and you swiping and swiping and swiping, and then you're on what? Hinged, Plenty of Fish, Kristen Mingle, uh, with some more. Black People Meet. I haven't been on an online dating thing. Tinder is another one. Bumble. I haven't been on a dating site and God knows when. I've dated that. I've done that before. It's not for me. That's why I say, I'm not saying online dating isn't for somebody. I'm saying you want to weigh all your options and don't put all your eggs in that basket. You don't want to be lazy, because I think it's lazy when you get behind a computer screen or on your cell phone and all you want to do is swipe left and right versus get out and actually mingle with folks and talk to humans and feel their energy and see if you like them in person. Because when you're online, and I'm telling y'all, it is catfish city. Because these dudes, I had one dude, and I've told this story before, where his picture, he was like, he was ripped and he was just in shape, and I was just like, why don't you send me a picture, because we had advanced to talking on the phone. I said, why don't you just send me a picture, a current picture? And his picture, he was at least 50 pounds overweight. Hey, people gain weight, trust me, I know. However, you don't want to put that picture of you 50 pounds lighter as your profile picture and as your other pictures. Man, that's catfishing. That's deceptive. And I never met him in person because that turned me off, because you're lying, you're a liar. At that point, that's just like me if I was to put like these heavy filters on myself, and then if I would like crop every picture to where you couldn't see my stomach, or I crop it out to where you couldn't see a full body of me, if I hold my phone way up here, because I heard when you hold it way up here, it makes you look skinnier. Look, I'm gonna get on this internet. Sometimes I'm gonna have on makeup. Sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm gonna have a light filter on. Sometimes if you look at me and you think I'm ugly, I'm just an ugly mother effer. And that's just what it is. Don't look at me if you think I'm ugly. And so that's why I've never understood how people, women, specifically, we can put on these heavy filters and kind of hide our bodies, or throw in other girls in the pictures and post that to kind of camouflage ourselves because we don't feel good about ourselves, and then we show up on the date. Like, how does that work? I never understood how that would work if you know that you're on like Plenty of Fish, and he put in his biography. Is that what it is? The biography? Is that what that stands for? Like a biography on a person? I never thought about that. I think that is what it stands for. Anyway, he puts in there he really is into women that love fitness. And then you show up and then you've put all these filters on your pictures to make yourself look fit. And there's nothing wrong with being skinny, not so skinny, thick, not so thick, plus size, lots of plus size. You gotta love you, boo. No matter thick. I came up with this phrase years ago. Let me see if I remember. Love the skin you're in, no matter how thick or thin. That's what you gotta do. And what you don't like, you have the right to change it when it comes to your appearance, unless you was like born with like, I don't know, a slanted eyeball that won't close all the way. That was a bad example. But if you were born with like a birthmark, a big birthmark on the side of your face, there's nothing you can do about it. Receive it. Okay? Receive it. Like my hairline. My hairline is doing a lot. I have to receive it. It's better than being bald. So I embrace it. So whatever it is, hey, you gotta don't be out here trying to make yourself fit into what his type is. Why? Because you are an acquired taste. It doesn't matter. You're an acquired taste and you ain't for everybody, girl. So don't try to cater you to compromise for him, because the compromise ain't worth it, because he's going to be expecting something else. And if he's really into fitness, he's going to be like, well, how come you didn't run your 6 miles this morning, girl? Like, or when you ran this morning, how many calories did you burn? How many macros did you get? What was your protein? So it's like, don't even set yourself up for that. Go where the guys accept you, not reject you. And if you have to pretend to be anything outside of who you are, that is a problem. Don't do that. All right. So number 5, this is the last one. Number 5 is, okay, this is one that I learned for myself. All right, recently. Your dating type could be who, all right. So whatever your type is, think about your type of dude from the outside to the inside. Your dating type could possibly be related to your mom and or your dad. What I mean by that is if you grew up with an emotional, unavailable father, you could have the potential to be attracting emotionally unavailable dudes. Like, this is a thing. If you have a mother who would give you broken promises, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to go to the circus on Saturday. Saturday comes, she don't bring it up, nothing happens. You say something to her, she's just like, what? I don't remember that. Like, she might play dumb, she's inconsistent, she plays dumb, she sells you wolf tickets. You can have the potential to attract and latch on and like those kind of people, those kind of dudes, inconsistent, selling wolf tickets, saying they're going to do this while doing nothing at all. I'm telling you, this is a thing. So take a look at your parents. What are some things about your mom and or your dad or both that it's usually the parent that is in the house that's raising you. Usually it's them, because you can't pick up on an absentee parent. You can't really pick up on that. Let's just say you had an absentee father and he would pop in and pop out. Would that then make you an absentee mother? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's more so about the parent that you're around the most, because you pick up on that. You see it. It's around you. It's surrounding you. You can't escape it because you're with your parent. That's who you live with. So think about that. When you're dating, think about your type, why you like this type of dude, what benefits you're getting from falling for this type, and how you can stop. Because let me tell you something, if you're used to attracting emotionally unavailable guys, which I think are the worst, that's just my opinion. If you know that maybe it was your dad, he was a great dad, but he cheated on every woman he was with. He cheated on your mom, that's why they got a divorce. He was cheating on your stepmom. Like, if he's a cheater, or if your mother was a liar, all she did, she would start with little white lies, and then she would just lie, 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 lie. And you would always know when she's lying when you was a kid. Of course, you don't call her out, but she's a liar. And now you're attracting liars. Like, you really got to think about it. I'm no doctor. I am a certified life coach for sure. However, I'm no therapist. I'm no doctor. However, I did consider going back to school to get another degree, and I wanted it to be in psychology, and then like elevating it. Like, I wanted to go all the way, like get a master's and all that. But then I thought about the financial aid and the time, honey, because before I went for broadcast journalism, that's what I got my degree in from the School of Mass Communication. My major was psychology. And I actually had the perfect job because I was a secretary at a psychologist's office. It was like perfect. I only changed it because I didn't like the behavior of some of the psychologists. It was like they were there for the money. They weren't there to actually help. And I wanted to go into psychology because I was and I am still all about and curious about human behavior and patterns. And so I listen to a lot of murder mysteries. I listen to a lot of crime TV because I'm curious about human nature, patterns. There's always a pattern that leads back to your childhood. It's always something with humans and us as adults that goes right back to childhood. So I'm not going to go back to school for that. I would like to, probably if I didn't have kids and I didn't have like time to really invest. Well, I have a child. If I didn't have a child and I just had, it was just me, I know I would do it because I could just utilize all my time. I wouldn't have to be present with anyone. It would just be me. I would do it, but I'm not. So, but I've considered it. But so, all right. So anyway, think about that. Your dating type. So what did I cover today for those who are listening in the classroom? Yeah, he says, yes, pattern rule life. Yeah, it's always a pattern. I always tell my clients when they come to me, I tell them, hey, if you're having these dating problems and you keep hitting a wall, think about I always say last three. Think about the last three guys you dated, had a situationship with, was in a relationship, whatever you want to call it. It's all many different labels. Think about those last three dudes, or it could just be a dude that you like and he didn't necessarily like you back. Think about those patterns. There's always a pattern in the dude, whether it be what he looks like, how he talks, where he works, what he does, whether it be his personality. There's gonna always be a pattern. I'm gonna tell you all my business when it comes to dating, because why not? Because that's how you learn. You can learn from my mistakes. And that's why I started doing this 10 years ago. I wanted you ladies to learn from my mistakes so you wouldn't have to make them. And what I learned is that I had a pattern of just liking any dude for any old reason. Like I remember I liked one guy because I saw him at the gym. What? Doesn't make sense. But I did, and he took me down through there. And then I remember liking another guy because I wanted to go to, what's that chicken place called? Hooters. I wanted to go to Hooters. I wanted to go to Hooters. And he was like, I'm gonna take you to Hooters. Don't you know I dated that guy? He ghosted the F out of me. He literally, that was Silent Bob. He literally screwed me over. He screwed me over. And so yeah, I learned from that. And then I'm trying to think. It's been some previous dudes that I had to question myself. Like, girl, are you all there in the head? Because these decisions you making when you date are crazy. So you just want to think. It just makes me laugh because I got stories. But that's when I think of you. Don't be a dating disaster like I previously was. Think about your patterns. Be emotional, intelligent enough to immature enough to look at yourself and look inward, do a self assessment. Ask people that you like and love, who like and love you, who are going to tell you the truth, who are not being super critical. They're giving you constructive criticism. Stop playing these dating games. So it was 5 things. Stop playing the dating games. Stop playing these guessing games. Let the dude know how you feel. Like, be open. And you have to question yourself. If you're unwilling to be open or afraid to be open and telling him what's going on with you and how you feel about something, then girl, we got bigger problems. And then number 3, stop thinking that you're perfect, sis. You're not. You have flaws. And stop bragging about yourself. Like, it's nothing wrong with posting a cute picture of yourself. That's what social media is for. But what is cringy is boasting, bragging about how you're that girl. Like, I think the one time you could probably do that is your birthday. You can do whatever you want. On your birthday, you get a pass, honey. On your birthday, you can thirst trap, you can boast and brag about yourself, do whatever you want. Maybe the day that you get engaged, the day that you get married, but just on a Good Friday, like, what's the reason? It just doesn't make sense because dudes can see that. I'm not a dude, but I know a lot of men. They could look at that as you being thirsty. And it's just like, well, why does she got to say that? If she is that, she wouldn't have to say it. It would go without needing to be said. All right. And then number 4, online dating. How about you? If you're going to do that, do something else too. Get out and meet and greet folks in the real world and get off your phone in public. Head on a swivel, be able to look around, make eye contact to see who's looking at you. All right. And then number 5, we got to rethink this dating type because your type is not getting you to where you need to go, which is in a committed and fulfilling relationship. So think about those things. Those are my 5 things. If you have not been on my Stand store, that's the link that's in my bio. There is a free book for you waiting on you to download after you turn off this video, after you follow my page, after you subscribe to my YouTube channel, after you you like my page on Facebook too. So in my Stand store, I have 5 steps on the men you need to avoid. So it's 5 steps that I give you, quick, to the point, that you need to put here when it comes to dating. And you need to avoid these kind of dudes because they're red flags. And with these 5 direct steps that are free for you, you will get started. Because a lot of women, some of these basics, we just ain't clicking. And I just want to start you from the ground up. We're starting from the basement floor and we're moving up because I had to start from the basement floor and I didn't have no videos to watch. I didn't have nobody to tell me nothing. I was just stupid and I figured it out on my own. You ain't stupid. You don't have to figure it out on your own. You go download that book in my stand store, link in my bio. 5 steps on who to avoid, how to avoid them, and how to date in a way that will get you the results that you desire. Outside of that, if you want to book me, all that is in my stand store. You can book a session with me if you're serious and you want real insight and advice and tools and homework on how to be your best quality self when it comes to dating. That link is in my bio, mymentor.life. Coach B. Wiley. Outside of that, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to share my videos on here with friends and family. This is going up on YouTube in about an hour or so. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching. Let me know how you feel in the comments. And thank you for the love today. And I think that is about it until I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow to go live. I have not been doing my everyday videos because I'm actually in training. I'm actually in school over here. I'm in spring school where I'm just learning a whole bunch of stuff about my business and how to grow my business. So if you don't see me on here, don't fret. I'm in class right now, and then I'm gonna pick up another class. I got like 2-3 classes going. But I also have another book coming. So if you don't know, I am a published author. And what that means is I actually have a book. This is my copy, so it has all kinds of, I highlighted it, but it has all kinds of red and that's me on the back there. And so I published this book myself. That means I wrote it myself. I found someone to format it, which is like, and on the inside they format it so you'll know like the words, they spell checked everything professionally. And then the cover, I found this girl that I went to high school with. She designed my cover and I just did it by myself. I published it myself. It was on Amazon before I had a website. Years ago, it was on Amazon. And then the thing about Amazon is they will take a lot of your money from your sales. So if you're thinking about publishing a book and you putting it on Amazon, it's cool because it's worldwide, right? However, they're going to take a chunk of your money. So keep that in mind. So I took it off Amazon, but I think somebody bought it and it's still on Amazon. They're reselling it. And now it's available at Goodreads. It's available on Google Play and it's available at Barnes and Noble. And I'm currently writing a part 2 to this book that will be available. I'll let you know this year. It'll be coming out. Outside of that, I am actually going to put up in my stand store a book called Publish It Yourself. A book called Publish It Yourself, How to Self-Publish Your Own Book. Y'all see this book? It's an actual book. It's about 100 pages. And I just told y'all a few ways that I did it. And it's out there for you to get as an ebook or as a soft copy. And I'm going to put that in my stand store. So you have the freebie that's in there. Thank you guys for the hearts. You have the freebie that's in there, the 5 steps to avoid Mr. Wrong. You have the link to Hello, My Name is Single, which is it in there? I don't know that that's in there, but you can go to Barnes and Noble, Goodreads, and Google Play. I'm going to add this to that this weekend. So anyway, so you got your freebie. You got what is the other one? Successfully Solving Single, the 3 S's to Solving Single. So that's another guide that I have that you can download. I think it's $11 in my store. And then I have, it's something else that's in there. How to Communicate with Your Mate is in there. That's an ebook. And then I have, if you're like a marketing person and you're an entrepreneur and you want to literally grow your jam, like I've grown, my page is growing here, my YouTube is growing. I have a UBC course in there. That's the ultimate branding course. It has over 300 trainings to teach you how to do your thing on TikTok, how to do it on Instagram, your website, your domain, the keywords you need to use, like everything. It covers the whole jam. I have that on there. And then I have an Instagram course on there. If you want to know how to do your Instagram and to get it to blow up, I have an Instagram course on there. So I have all the things. It's abundance of things and it's growing. So there you have it. It's a few things in my stand store. Click the link to look around, share my channel with a friend. Be sure to comment. If you have a question, email me datingtips@coachbwiley.net or put it in the comments, whatever. Just get the question to me so I can address it in a video for you. It's for you, right? And if you want to book me, do that too. All right, guys, I think that's about it. I'll talk to you later. Bye.